Take a big 30-ouncer. Too much coffee. Okay, so it's all taped. It looks pretty good, except for this little bit up here. But I think with an addition of a little extra Mod Podge, we can extend whatever color I make this top strip up a little bit farther to hide that tiny extra defect there. Okay, so now what I do is I clear off my table and I start taking strips off and pouring glitter on. So hang tight while we get set up for that. We are going to now that I've got this all taped, we are going to add our glitter. These are the colors I'm going to use. These 4 are from Southern Glitter Goddess. We have Cosmic Bling, Atlantis, Purple Rain, and Vegas Nights. And then a friend of mine sent me some really pretty pink fine glitter. I don't know if it's holographic. These are holographic. I'm not sure this is, but it's pretty, so we're gonna use this. I'm gonna start with the pink, and for the pink, I'm going to take off all the smallest strips of tape. So, here we go. Hopefully I will get something on camera here. Okay. Oh. Yeah, and we also don't want to touch where the tape is. One thing I might need that I don't have prepared, so let me get it, is a soft brush. Here we go. Hopefully. It's a tiny little jar. Now what should we do? I like to have dark on the bottom, dark on the top, so I'll save those for last. Okay, I took a break. I looked up some tips and tricks online from the Tumblr groups I'm in, and I was completely wrong. You are supposed to go darkest to lightest, which now makes perfect sense because I have dark purple spots in my silver stripes. So I get it now. Again, learning process, but we're down to our last color, so we're just going to go on with this and finish up. This will be our black, also known as Vegas Nights. So I will take our final stripes off here. There we go. Whew. Well, I hope you can't hear those dogs barking. They're driving me nuts today. As they do every weekend. Okay, here we go. Final colors. Final color. Okay. Yeah. I must say, all told, that's not horrible. You don't look too closely, huh? What do you think? Looks pretty nice. Now, I need to get a little extra on the lip up here, and then I need to clear coat it once or twice, at least once, to lock the glitter in place before I epoxy coat it. Because if I don't do that and I put epoxy on it, the glitter will just, that isn't completely affixed to the tape, will start floating around and my stripes will go away. Sort of like paint running or ink running, I guess, if it gets wet. So, off to clear coat. I'll be back for the next phase later. Hey folks, we're back. I just wanted to show you quickly before I put this on the turner and start epoxying it. I took some Mod Podge to the upper lip where the tape hadn't quite covered everything. You probably can't see it on this camera, I apologize. But anyway, I solved that problem. I Mod Podged that little extra triangle space and then I applied more glitter there. And I did a Mod Podge on the bottom and applied the silver glitter there. I had some extra I hadn't put back in the jar, so I just put it on the bottom. And now I'm going to put it on the turner and I'm going to epoxy resin it. Once I start mixing my epoxy, I will not be able to talk because I'll be in my protective gear. So we're just going to mute this and probably fast forward through it. All I'm going to do is put approximately 20 mils of, maybe not even that, but this is a bigger tumbler than the last one I did. So possibly the entire 20 milliliters of epoxy on this. Let it spin all night and cure up, and we'll come back and take a look at it tomorrow. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do, I have this extra fine ice diamond white glitter from Walmart. I think I'm going to add just a very little bit of this to the epoxy that I'm going to put over the tumbler. It won't necessarily cover anything up, but it'll add a little extra sparkle, and it may detract a tiny bit from some of the defects that happened along the way. So it's just an idea. We're giving it a try, but I wanted to let you know what I'm doing. Okay, folks, we're back. It's the next day after I put on the epoxy layer that you saw me put on. It isn't finished yet. If I were going to put this up for sale, for example, I would need to sand off some bumps, some places where the epoxy still wasn't thick enough to cover up all of the glitter that's sticking out. And I will show you a couple close-up spots. The tape seam, which at first glance isn't all that easy to see. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can here in the video, so pretty sure you probably can too. But if we come down here to a specific spot, this is the tape seam line here. A couple pieces of tape are actually sticking up, so they didn't get completely epoxied over. So I need to sand this down without taking all the glitter off, obviously, but sand it down to make it smooth. And down here around the lower rim of the mug, or the tumbler, right around the edge, basically. Even though I put epoxy there, some of it slid off as it was rotating, and it's now a little bumpy, so I would have to sand that down too. I will do this under running water with a wet sandpaper. That is the safest way. My understanding is, especially in the first 3 days after you finish epoxying, it's still curing. Therefore, if you sand it and it gets in your lungs, it's really bad news. And I don't want that, and I also don't want to wear my respirator out here. The neighbors will think I'm from another planet, or extreme face mask covering right now with my vapor barrier gear on. So I will simply do wet sanding. I will keep it under running water. As far as I'm concerned, if this cup was going to be for me, and it might be, I might just decide to keep it. I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out really well. There are some spots where you can see the wrong color in the wrong place. But overall, I am really, really, really pleased with how it turned out. Once I sand it down, back at the tape seam line, so I sand everything down so it's lying flat, and then I put my name. Cut out some vinyl that complements one of these colors, maybe turquoise, and put it along there, and that'll cover up a plethora of mistakes. Anyway, I wanted you to see how it looked the next day. I will sand, I will epoxy again. I may or may not put a decal on it, but I am really, really pleased with how this turned out. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I know it was long. Okay, stay safe everyone, stay healthy. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.